You can make your house stand out if you know how to have the right wall art. Welcome back to my channel. This is Atife. In this video, we are going to talk all about wall art. Generally, decorating a house can cost a fortune. And sometimes, even though we really feel we should do something with our space, we are tight on a budget. But there is one thing that you can do to freshen up your house and elevate its looks without breaking the bank. And it's so simple. Get rid of that macrame wall hanging. Well, I'm kidding. I mean, you can always give your space a fresh vibe by doing something with wall art. But seriously, unless you are intentionally going for a bohemian look, please get rid of that macrame wall hanging. So, let's talk about wall arts, problems and solutions. As I said, one of the most important part of styling your house is through wall art. It's amazing how easily you can do this, yet when it comes to wall arts, lots of people fail. So, let's get into it. Number 1, what are the things that you can use as a wall art? Well, you have so many options, more than you might think. I'll list some of them and you'll get the idea. Well, if you are rich, congrats, you can go for original artwork. And you're going to have so much fun going through art galleries and choosing what resonates with you. For us less wealthy people, the most important thing is being authentic. It could simply be a photo that you took and that means a lot to you. Or you can frame your child's painting, which could look amazing on your wall. If you're ever painted something yourself, frame that and display it on your wall. You can also look for some authentic finds in vintage stores instead of buying your artwork from HomeSense or IKEA. Other options include framing a rug or a piece of fabric, something that resonates with you or matches the vibe of your house. Framing postcards from your last trip or from family and friends and creating a gallery wall with them is an amazing idea too. Basically, I'm talking about being a little bit creative. I mean, walls are the opportunity to make your house about yourself and tell your story through them. I've also seen this a lot. People hang homeware on the kitchen wall, which is great if done correctly. You can also hang other things from your wall. It doesn't all to have be frames. Number 2. Where should the wall art be? Well, I know that right now you might be excited and have all these ideas, but where are you going to implement them? You have to remember this, not all the walls in your place are suitable for hanging things and frames. There should be a balance. I'm always talking about a focal point or a statement piece. As you should know, the focal point is 95% about the empty space around it and 5% about itself. That empty space is what attracts focus to the wall art or anything else. For example, on the wall where you have your TV, you cannot have wall art as well. Or if there is a wall that already has windows, it's probably not a good idea to have wall art there either. It's also common to have frames or wall arts in corridors and hallways, but you should be careful about that too. When the doors of the rooms are close together and there isn't enough space for wall art to stand out, simply don't do it there. Basically, all I'm saying is that it should be a space with enough empty room to give your eyes a break. Number 3. Be careful about the size. Okay, size does matter. When it comes to wall art or gallery walls, size is really important. Depending on where you are implementing your wall art, you should be careful about the size. I mean, don't be afraid to have like big wall art, as some walls actually need it. There are certain rules depending on the measurements of your wall, furniture, and everything else, but I'm not going to bore you with these rules. If you don't feel particularly creative, you can follow them. But there are some more general guidelines that can help you through this process. Generally, if you have a wall that has nothing else on it and there is no furniture in front of it and your room is not cramped with stuff, you shouldn't be afraid to go big. For a gallery wall, it's mostly about smaller pieces together, but sometimes they can be attractive even if you have a lot of pieces on a wall that already has a furniture in front of it. So basically you have to test it before implementing it. The simplest way is to use painter's tape to outline the size of the artwork or gallery wall on the wall to get the visual sense of the scale. Number 4. Where to hang the wall art. I mean, when you choose the wall, on that wall, where to hang it. The general rule is the center of the artwork should be at eye level, which is typically around 57-60 inches from the floor. But you don't have to necessarily follow this rule, as long as you consider the size of the wall, its position, and its proportion. The goal is for your wall art to shine in your room or blend with other things. Depends on what you already have on your mind or the plan that you have for your decoration. For the gallery wall, it's best to keep some kind of proportion between the frames, but as long as they are not too scattered, it's okay. Number 5. Mirrors. Don't underestimate the power of mirror, and yes, I believe a mirror can be a wall art too. I know there are artists that create beautiful things with mirror, but I'm not talking about them specifically right now. The mirror itself can work as wall art since it reflects your home. It's simple, practical addition that is both functional and aesthetically pleasing. Depending on where and how you hang a mirror or have one on the floor, it can act as wall art too. Well, all I'm trying to say in this video is to don't underestimate the power of wall art. It's a budget-friendly yet effective way to enhance your interior and make it look curated and customized. I hope I help you to get rid of that macrame wall hanging. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.